been a very busy week. I haven't put any videos on for the last couple of days because I'm really trying hard to get on top of all this, and I think I've about sorted that out now. I've been at it around about 5 hours a day over the last 2 or 3 days, but I can see the progress, and every single week that I do this it seems to become less and less of a challenge, and that's what I'm hoping for. I must admit, something happened yesterday that I definitely wasn't expecting. It was a really nice thing, but did come as a complete surprise. It's been very hot and sunny all day long, so now it's time for a sit down and a nice cold drink. And how nice is it that a couple of people on this site decided to get as a couple in appreciation for the gardening work that I've been doing. They said that what I've done is a really good job, and they just wanted to show some appreciation and a little extra appreciation as well, plus a couple more. So thank you so much to Charlie and Ian for giving us these drinks in appreciation for the work that we're doing on site. It is such a nice thing for you to do that, and as always, massively appreciated. So how nice was that? Somebody showing the appreciation for the work that I've been doing on this site for the last couple of weeks. So once again, Charlie and Ian, thank you so much for that. But on we go with this job. I've been working really hard at trying to maintain what we've got. I'll give you a quick look at what I've been doing over the last few days, and I think you'll agree that it is now starting to look pretty well kept. So we've got these grass areas around this van. I've just been trimming that edge back. You can't cut it all the way back, it's too much for a job that, but we can keep a bit of a line on it. But the grass is now starting to look really well. As long as I can keep it something like this, then I think we've cracked it. I think the worst bit is actually doing those edges. I've cut those back as much as I could, but when you get to this bit, I tried it on ride-on mower, but it's a bit dicey. You've got to go all the way down there, which I have done, but we've got a bit of a drop off here. There's a stream down there, and that part round about there is the edge, so you got to be really careful. I don't want to be tipping that mower into there. I don't think you'd ever get it back out. And then of course I've carried on from there, just trying to maintain that same level all the way along. You've probably seen this part before. That's what they call dog walk, and I did right mower down here, but it's very narrow, and once again that part is a dike. It was a bit airy driving down there. It kept leaning to one side, and of course it's always going to lean the wrong way. So yesterday I just did the full length of this with that push mower back up, and now we've got a really nice clear path. Another thing that happened yesterday is, while I was actually doing this job, I bumped into a couple that was just wandering around site, and apparently the subscribers of this channel and the gardening one as well, and they were just wandering around having a look, see if there's any caravans for sale at a reasonable price, because it's something that they're interested in doing. And I'm sorry that once again I didn't get your names, but it was really nice talking to you, and it just shows you that apart from some of the negativity that we've been seeing towards living in a caravan, whether it be full-time or part-time like we do, then people are still really interested in doing that, and that's because simply it's cheaper. So it was really nice to meet those two yesterday, and we had quite a chat about a few different things. And there is a couple of vans available on this site at the moment, but as I did, they've set themselves a budget, and that's exactly what you need to do. What am I willing to spend? What if this happens or that happens? And then walking around finding a place that really suits you. You can hear that this place is very quiet, and it's like that all the time, obviously apart from me. I think that when I was speaking to those two people yesterday, it did make a refreshing change. It's nice to see that people still want to do this sort of life. And we know that there's some companies out there that will prey on people and try and get as much money out of you as they possibly can. But I do keep emphasising on the fact that this is not that sort of a place. A lot of people have said they'll force you to sell your van back to them, but we bought our van private. Even though it was on site, it was a private sale. So what we do with it after that is entirely up to us. We don't have to sell it to the people that run this site, and they don't enforce anything like that. And also I do know that over years the prices of vans go down quite a bit. But if you don't invest lots of money into it to start with, and you get a good few years, you're still paying less than you would rent in an house. And that's the whole point. You're paying less, you're living better, and you're saving a little bit of money. And ultimately, that's all people want out of life. They want to be happy. They want to feel comfortable. They don't want to be working 9 to 5 all week long just to hand money over. So when you find a situation like this, where you can actually live a better lifestyle, work less hours, but yet still save a bit of money, I don't think you can beat that. And this is what that couple's looking for. And they admitted that they have been ripped off in the past, but they're still looking and they're still trying. Sometimes you just make a bad call, you pick the wrong place, and that happens. But when it comes to this particular place, everything at the moment anyway seems perfectly fine. And I already worked it out on a previous video how much we would have paid over 5 years, for example, because we got a 5-year contract on rent alone compared to paying site fees where we are now, and the difference was pretty big. So for now, I'm quite happy with what I'm doing. I've got this job which I really enjoy doing as well, and it is a lot of work, I will admit, and I only get 15 hours a week to do that, but I find myself working a bit more than 15 hours if I'm honest. And the reason for that is because I enjoy it, and that's half at battle won. So to that couple that I met yesterday, I hope that you do find something that really suits you at a reasonable price. So having said all that, I'm now 3 weeks into this job, and every day I get up and I do a little bit of something. Once again, we've got a weekend of live music, so all the grass in that seating area has all been done just to make it look as nice as possible when people start arriving Saturday and Sunday. And this is the very far end at campsite. I've done the top end as well, and now I'm back right at the beginning working my way forward. But you can see that as each week goes by, it looks better kept, and it also seems to be less of a job as well. So putting in an extra couple of hours, whether you're paid or you're not paid, is well worth doing. It makes my job a lot easier as we go forward. Anyway, it was a little overcast this morning, but that sun is now starting to break through. So I'm going to go and grab me out now, keep that protection on, and then we'll carry on with the job for another few hours. And if you want to see what else we're going to be doing and things we'll be talking about concerning caravanning, then please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I look forward to seeing you at the next one. Have a nice weekend.